Hello. Good morning, everyone. Good morning. I am still not a morning duck. I'm very tired. very tired. But we are here this morning, and I hope y'all are having a good morning. I figured that for today's creative carousel stream, I would be doing like a little mini rig, because why the duck not? I hope y'all are having a good morning. Good morning, Waves. Good morning, Villain. Good morning, everyone who happens to be here today. So I think I'm going to go ahead and get started with this, and the way I'm going to get started with this is actually focusing on what we're actually going to be rigging, because, well, for anyone who is not very familiar with Live2D, these thingies over here, these are called parameters, and basically, they're the things that track the movement and do the different positions and all that jazz. So obviously, since this is not gonna be like a fully tracked model, this is more for like a mascot kind of thing, for like TTS. We're just gonna do some really basic stuff. So we're obviously going to be keeping these right here. These are the angle inputs. Basically, angle X is going this way, angle Y is this way, and then angle Z is like this. it's like rotating. And we're actually only going to have one eye opening, because only one eye is actually going to be seen. This is going to be more of a flatter rig, but I am gonna have it where it can flip around, kind of like a paper effect, you know the Paper Mario effect, which is actually the way I did my upper eyelash line for this model that you see here moving on screen. I just flipped it. I didn't do the thing you're supposed to do. So that's why my eyes look a little bit weird when they're like half open like this. Because I really rushed this model. I did not take my time with it at all. But I like to organize these. So we know we don't really need the X-axis for the brows, so we're just gonna delete these. We don't even really need... I don't think we really even need the Y, but I'll leave them there just in case. Because if I want to make this where this kind of goes up a little bit more like there's an eyebrow, then I could use that. But there's not actually an eyebrow here. So I'm going to leave that there for now. Mouth form, we're not really going to be using that, but I'll leave it there anyway. Mouth open, we will be using that, because that's going to allow the mouth to open and close. Similar to how my mouth moves, because I actually don't use the mouth form for my model, because, well, I'm a duck. I don't have proper lips, okay? So let me see here. And body, I don't think we really need the body, because we're gonna be using these up here. I'll leave them anyway, just in case. I don't really use these. I make my own. Breathing, I think I'm gonna leave that, because that's a really useful parameter for just putting like idle animations on. This one, I don't think we really need it, because what this one does, it says cheek, but what it really is it detects if you're smiling or not. So that's really useful for things like conditional, like tail physics, where you want the tail to move faster when you're smiling. and then slower when you're not. But I don't think we really need that here. He does not have very many expressions. He just looks grumpy. So I don't know. I'll leave that there just because it's a tracked thing. But we're gonna go ahead and make some folders now. Create folder. We're gonna call this inputs. I also like to color code these because it just makes things easier, you know? We'll make another folder. We're gonna call this eyes. We'll just toss that in there. The eyeball X and the eyeball Y, that is used for tracking the directions. So like how I can like look with just my eyes to the side and up and down. But you're not really gonna see a whole lot of that. I mean, you'll see it a little bit because this will move, but there's not a whole lot of eye here. And also the whole head itself is not gonna be moving a whole lot. But I do want to have kind of like a bobbing motion where like it goes up and down like this. Let me see here. Orange. Okay. Create another folder. And I'm gonna call this body. I'm also gonna put that into the inputs. I did not mean to put them all the way up here. I meant to put them in the actual folder. Thank you. Hello, Karen. Good morning. 20 minutes is way too long. I don't freaking know. Oh my goodness. Well, thank you so much for the resubby, Karen, and good morning. I hope you're having a good morning. I'm still not a morning duck. It's true. Who are you? Oh my goodness. Karen. Karen. What's a duck? That's a good question. What is a duck? I know I'm a type of bird. Well, yeah, I'm just currently organizing the parameters here. Make sure the inputs and like the directions and stuff. I haven't figured out entirely how I plan to do the rigging here. But I do know a few things. One is that we are going to be opening and closing the mouth. The eyeball is gonna move, like the pupil here is gonna move. The head is gonna move, and this is gonna bob. Like the whole thing is gonna bob. And then there's gonna be like a toggle to like flip everything over. What's an mallard and why is it bossing me around? Create folder. One's going to be green. This one's going to be mouth. go ahead and put that in here. Like, I'm just leaving these out because I don't know if I'm actually gonna be using them or not. Bob and weave, move like a dragonfly, sting like a bee. Okay, and then I want to do, in the body folder, we're gonna create so I'm gonna do, I like to just label them as physics, but it's more like augmented physics, for those who care about the specifics of things, because basically it's going to take the input and then apply the motion to that. Karen sucks at this physics alien stuff, oh my goodness. And then I'm just gonna replicate that. Edit. Also, I like to use blend shapes because it just kind of auto-synthesizes things, so I'm actually gonna change this. Welcome on in, Raiders! Welcome, welcome! Give me just a second here. Hello, good morning! Good morning! Welcome on in! The creative carousel! But I hope you had a good stream, Inari. I saw that you were doing some art stuff before I got started this morning. Yes, good morning, good morning. So for those who do not know me, my name is Lucky. I'm a duck. I am a Live2D rigging artist, and also I like to do crowd control, which is interactive gaming, but I digress. Today I decided I was gonna be rigging Ezlo for the Zelda fans in the chat here. We're rigging Ezlo. I mean, it wasn't terrible art, honestly. It's just, you were doing sketching, you know? Sketches are gonna be messy. Even my sketches are not, you know, clean or anything. Be nice to yourself. Yes, exactly. You know, even I'm learning. You know, and I've been doing art stuff since like middle school, and I'm a hag. I'm level 30, guys. So, you know, even I'm still learning stuff. Like, you can't draw. Exactly what Karen said, you know. I even made this overlay that you see, which, mind you, I just did this yesterday. I was like, what would be a good look for the creative carousel? You know, I'm kind of out of ideas. Watercolors? Yeah, I'm currently in the process today of, just setting up the things I'm gonna be doing to rig this like mascot, which I plan to eventually, when it's done and set up, because I don't know exactly how to use VTS Pog, but that's kind of what I was hoping to use this with. And I understand you can use it with like any Live2D model, so I'm gonna figure that out, and then this is gonna go up on my Ko-Fi when I'm done. I'm a terrible teacher, even though I did work for the public school system, but for those who are interested in learning Live2D, I hope maybe you can learn something today. I do like using blend shapes for a lot of things because They make things easier. One, you can assign more than 3 parameters using blend shapes to a deformer, and for 2, it auto synthesizes the corners for you, so you don't have to do all the extra work. Yeah, Live2D, it is hard at first until you understand what you're doing. I made, like, honestly, this model that you see right here that I am using to stream with right this second, like right now, I made this model. This was my second model that had physics. I have to clarify because my first model did not have physics, and it's what I streamed with for over a ducking year. And it was not a pretty sight. I did not even have a lower half to my body. But I digress. This model that you see right here was my 3rd ever Live2D model. And I made it, get this, all together, all my work, in under 24 hours. That's the art and the rigging. That's why the shine on my goggles don't move. Is because I just kind of rushed. I was like, how do I get this moving as fast as ducking possible? So I was doing this as a challenge. I did add on to it a little bit, like an extra like 2 hours of work after that. But for the most part, this was all done very, very quickly. I just wanted something that was functional and actually had physics to stream with because my first model did not. Yeah, thank you so much, Karen. I did work really hard on this model because I wanted it done quickly because I did not want to waste any time on the eyeball movements, like, you know, the looking up, the down, the left, and the right. I do actually like to use blend shapes because it just makes things easier. You don't have to do the up left, up right, down left, down right. You don't have to do that. You just have to do up, down, left, right. That's why I like blend shapes so much. Now, I don't like to do that specifically with the facial angles because sometimes it's a little bit hard to make sure that the corners go perfectly. So I do still use the regular parameters for that versus blend shapes, but for almost everything else I like to use blend shapes because you can just put so much more onto your deformers. Your first model was a stick with clothes. Basically, and a duck bill that moved very strangely. Like, honestly, it was terrible. It was so bad, you guys, that VTube Studio wouldn't even load the model. Okay. So those are the inputs. I also need to make a folder for the head angles. I'll make this one blue. Thank you so much for the follow, Umbra. I'm gonna go ahead and do angle X physics. We'll go ahead and do that. As I mentioned a moment ago, I do not usually use blend shapes specifically for the head angles, just because sometimes you want to be very specific with your corners, because sometimes it just does it weirdly. And thank you for the follow, Ptolemy? I am sorry, I am not very good at names. And yes, Karen, I was learning Live2D as I was making this model. I made a janky model and raised this so poorly just to have one. That's exactly what I did for my first model. And then I ended up deciding, you know, I'm gonna do a Live2D raffle. And then I raffled. and I had no idea what the duck I was doing. And I was like, this is how I force myself to learn Live2D because now it's an obligation. And that model, it actually looks pretty good. I do have the showcase up on my YouTube channel. And that's NebGen's model. That was my second model I ever made, and it was the first model I made that ever, you know, had physics. This is the second model I ever made that has physics. Live2D school, yes. Good morning, Candy, good morning. Live2D made my brain hurt, and I wasn't even using it. Yeah, I know. That's how I felt when I first started learning. I was like, how do I do this? What are parameters? How do you use blend shapes? How does this work? But now I'm very comfortable using it. Colleen then, okay. Has Lucky played you? Yes. Good morning, Aprilli, good morning. And thank you for the resubby, I appreciate it. It's a, oh, Ptolemy, okay. Ptolemy then. Thank you for that. I know how to use blend shapes in 3D, does that count? Yeah, no, I'm not sure how they work in 3D, but I know how they work in 2D, which 2D is so good. It just makes things so much better. So we're gonna do one more, replicate this one more time. Now you might be wondering, why is it negative 25 and 25? Because you might notice in Live2D, there are tons of different ranges for values. Typically when the range is a higher value, like there's more numbers in between, it gives room for more interpolation, I want to say is the word, for the animation. So something that has higher numbers is going to take more frames to get to the end point. So for things like angles, there's generally higher numbers. For things that are more like physics, they're usually smaller numbers. For the people who've ever been confused about that, because I noticed that nobody ever explains that really. Okay, so we have our head angles here. So we're gonna go ahead and start with that. So over here, I already broke down everything into the, how do you say, the different parts. So all of these are my deformers. I've already meshed out the model. Typically you go up to the top and you go and you make your texture atlas. I've already done that. So what I'm gonna do now is I'm gonna go ahead and save, because we save our work here because we do not want to lose it. And I'm gonna open up another soda because I just ran out of my Mr. Pibb. Well, I have been pinned. I also realized that the PNG for the creative carousel is on top of me. So I am going to put that under me. Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. Oh my gosh. Okay, that's not where I want it. We want this underneath. There we go. Wow. I see that. I see I have been pinned. I have been pinned by villain, I think. Or was it villain? Nope, that was Karen. That was Karen this time. And thank you for the hydrate, villain. Also, thank you for the stretcher, Prilly. my goodness. Okay. I've been smacked. Well then. I'm watching you, Karen. I'm watching you. Yes, that was a double smack. Okay. Pulling back up the Live2D. So we're gonna start with moving the head over. Let's see here. We're gonna just make the keyforms going left. I like to hide the bounding box, which, let me see here if I can. I remember there was a way that you could do show. I'm looking for a very specific thing. So I remember there was a thing that you could do that whenever you click something or use a key combo, it pops up on screen. And I wish I remember where you do that. So I feel like that would be very helpful. Oh well, I'll just explain the things I'm clicking and pushing. So to hide the bounding box, I use Control H, and then I'm able to just shift to start moving this over. So now you can see it's starting to look like it's going this way. I kind of pull that back. So now it looks kind of like it's starting to look a little bit more that way, right? And then I can do something similar over here now, because this is not a symmetrical model, because it's not going down the middle. We're looking at the side view. We're obviously not going to be able to go over as far, so we cannot reflect this movement like we normally would. Wake up. I know, Karen. I'm always asleep in the morning. No matter how hard I try, it always takes me like 5 hours to wake up. Not a morning duck. But to do this nice little shift over is quite literally, I hold the shift and then I click and hold, and it goes directly over. So now we have a nice movement, you know? So now, we can move on to the next part. I'm gonna go ahead and do the eye next. And it's the same thing. Hide the bounding box. Just kind of move this like this. And now the opposite way. Now, you'll notice that because these are separated, sometimes when you do larger movements, they may separate if you happen to have it cut like this. I don't necessarily recommend everything be cut when you're doing a model, but because of the simplicity of this model, I decided to cut everything down. You can go in and fix the angles as needed, which you will see me do in a little bit. Alrighty, Karen, sleep well. Coffee on a pond. Yeah, I do need some coffee, but not today. So I'm not too worried about that coming apart because I'm going to just go back in and fix that on the smaller level. So that's not quite going over as much, so what I'm going to do is I'm just going to kind of slide it over. And over on this side, I'm going to slide this a little bit this way. So now it's starting to look a little bit more 3D-ish. Now within here, I can actually just kind of pupil color. Oh, I see. That's what it is. It's the color of the eyelid. Okay. So I'll still leave that, but we're gonna do eyelid color. I do wish I had a better setup as far as like my mic, because it's so hard for me to type because of the arm I have does not actually support the weight of the mic I have. And so it has to kind of hang a little bit low, and it gets completely in the way of my left hand trying to type. A leave stream on, so if you raise someone, they raise someone. I mean, that's kind of the point of this raid train is, you know, find new people, find new artists. Okay, there we go. So now that part is fixed. The pupil still does actually need to go this way. There we go. That's looking better. Good morning, Lunella. Good morning, good morning. Chill art for chill morning. Yep, we are doing Live2D. Just a nice, cute little Ezlo. We got the start of the head movement. So now the next part I think we're gonna do is going to be the other eyelid. So let's see here when this moves this way and that moves that way. So when this goes this way, I'd say just kind of bring that back behind. And then looking this way, kind of flattening this to the head almost. And then on the head, let me actually go ahead and we're gonna increase the divisions here. Because now we have that eyelid that's gonna be kind of coming this way. Yeah, he's a character from the Minish Cap. For the Zelda fans that are in here. And this part still needs to be just a wee bit flatter. Alright, and then we're gonna do the pearl here. Same dealio. So when this goes this way, this is gonna kind of come this way. And this way is gonna go this way. And yes, to a point I do kind of freehand it, but for the most part, you'll notice kind of a pattern where you kind of sculpt things in different directions depending on which way you're trying to go. So you can see I'm kind of like pushing this out in this direction. There we go. And we'll save because we want to make sure that we do not lose our work. Because that would be awful. We got a little bit of a head turn now. And now we gotta deal with the beak. So once again, we make our keyforms. So this kind of comes over. I have to move the mic just a wee bit, because I cannot use the left side of my keyboard and I need to. Hide the bounding box with Control H. And we just kind of start moving this over. Also gonna probably up the number of conversions to make this look a little bit more 3D. Now, I will actually be doing both the upper and bottom beak, also on the X physics, but I'm just getting the rough shape right now. Yeah, that's almost looking right. So looking more this way. Okay. So I'm gonna go ahead and do upper beak. And then also lower beak. Alright, so over here, move that more like that. And this is where a little bit more freehanding comes into play, because now we're looking at the whole asymmetrical deal here, because it's not a front-facing model. What software is this? That's so cool. I've never done the animation. Well, X21, this is Live2D. So basically, it's the same software I used to make my model here that you see. And effectively, what I'm doing over here is I'm keyforming, basically putting everything into its positions for it to be tracked. And then eventually this little dude's gonna be able to do things like TTS, you know, text-to-speech for chat. And it'll be Live2D, so streamers could totally, like, pin him to their models and stuff. I really like Live2D. It's fun stuff. Basically, I am manipulating a mesh to make it look a little bit more 3D. Even though it's definitely 2D. And on the lower one, because I want to get this angle to look good. I'm going to kind of draw this through here. And up that down. Like I said, we're kind of freehanding it a bit. Yeah, there we go. Then we can kind of bring these lines down just a wee bit. I'll probably have to go in on the line layer to adjust it, but we got a good start to that position. Yep, pretty much. Well, it's not exactly making it 3D, but it makes it look 3D. Like, you can see my duckbill here. It looks kind of 3D, but it's actually 2D. Good morning, Dazul. Good morning, good morning. We're doing Live2D. This is the stuff that I do to make my models. Which, speaking of, I need to save. But yeah, you could actually see my model. As you can see here, this is a 2D image. And I have a very, very simple set of physics here. Very simple. I did not go very complicated for this model. Well, yeah, it's 2D. 2D stuff. But it looks 3D. And that's why I love it. So that angle is looking pretty snazzy. So I'm probably gonna do for this angle, for the lower beak, is we're gonna kind of bring that up. Because we're kind of freehanding this a bit. Because this is an asymmetrical model. Because I had to be ducking complicated. I'm gonna be in the creative carousel. Let me pick something that is totally not something that you see every day. Although it's not that complicated. It's more just understanding how things are supposed to look in perspective. And that's what makes it complicated, but it's not actually that complicated. It's just kind of like you're meshing something in 3D. Yeah, I'm very, very excited to see how this is gonna end up at the end. Because I was not sure what I was gonna be doing with this, but I'm kind of digging how this is looking. Yeah, it's starting to look more like it's supposed to. Not entirely, but it's starting to. The real fun part is gonna be when I get it to do a head bob. Because I want it to have a head bob. Like, as he's moving, he's going like this, you know, kind of. That's what I want to have. But that's not going to come until probably the second half of this stream. Alrighty. Also, I do see a little bit of like lighter area on my shadow layer, so I'll probably have to fix that. Which, a fun thing about Live2D, you guys, is that if you happen to have any layers that have any kind of errors on them, you can always change them and then re-import them into Live2D. So I'm not usually too, like, worried when I see that, if it's nothing, like, egregious that, like, actually affects the overall, like, size of the layer, I guess. And you can always fix that later. So if you are learning Live2D, just understand small mistakes. Because I actually drew this. Like, I sat, or rather I laid in bed one day when I was sad because it was rainy and I couldn't be on my PC, and I just drew this and I was like, I'm gonna do that for the carousel. I clearly missed a spot in the shadow layer, so I will have to fix that later off stream before I do post this to my Ko-Fi. But that's pretty much a fun little thing about Live2D is you can always fix it, you can always replace it. And it's really good for like color swaps. That is also how a lot of people do like outfit swaps too. Because you can always add and take away at any time. So, let's see here. I feel kind of like there should be a little bit more out. There we go. I kind of want to move this a little bit more. Yeah, like that. Also gonna kind of clean these up and bring them a little bit closer. Whack. Gonna save. Over on this side. Gonna be going more out like this. That's almost 3D, right? Hey, he's actually looking around. Yeah, that's looking a little less weird. Yeah, so we got a nice head turning. next part. I'm gonna zoom in again because we're gonna handle any of the weird edge stuff. So upper peak, XY, upper beak color. There we go. So we're just gonna do that. Making sure that this reaches the edges. Oh dear, Mr. Tomo. I'm sorry. I hope things get better for you. Yeah, I hope so. I know health issues are never fun. Okay. Now I need to go on to the bottom one here. Lower beak, color, XY. And the reason why I named this XY is so that I know when I go back to that deformer that I put it on the XY angles. Sometimes I'll put it on the Z angle too, but usually I'll put Z on the name if I do that. I just try to keep it organized so that if I come back to it months down the line, like I did for this model, that I can actually go, huh, that's what I used that for. Because there is a way you have to do things with hierarchy. It's not super complicated, but it is really easy to kind of get lost when you are 200 layers deep and you have 500 warp deformers, and that's not even an exaggeration. So on this angle, I'm gonna want to bring that in. I don't want that poking out. Okay, so that one kind of controls most of that underfill. We are saving again. Also, we're gonna kind of keep that from being like, that's pretty far up. There we go. I don't like to bend the mesh too much. I don't know what it is that bothers me about it. Okay. That's looking better for that angle. It obviously doesn't have to be perfect. But it's nice when you can get close to it. Ever since I learned that you can actually, like, use the individual dots on these conversion, like, grids and the warp deformers, I have been a change duck. Because before I would always try to get more of the green ones, the Bezier division. And then, you know, I thought, well, why am I having issues still with deforming things? And it turns out I just needed to have a more detailed mesh. And I just needed more conversion divisions in my warp deformers. And it's made things so much better. It truly has. Yeah, I'm probably gonna come in on the line layer for this. I'm also going to make that a heavy deformation because I actually want to kind of come in here and move this line over. That should be enough, I think. Bottom beak lines. Okay, let's see. Better yet. Yep, I am going to make that 88. 88 total here. And once again, we are freehanding. I know this seems a little extreme, but I promise I can explain. We just need to make sure this is, you know, nice and pushed out. There we go. And of course I'll need to, you know, chat. I'll need to fix the color layer, but it's fine. It's okay. We're just trying to get, you know, an approximation here. Okay. This can come down. That can come down. And the shadow layer needs to be fixed. Gonna call this lower peak shadow XY. Here we are. Yeah, I'll need to fix that. But that's a later issue. Bah! Okay, zooming out here. That's looking mostly good. We got some concerns here. Yeah, we're just gonna do another quick slight fix here. There we are. So much rigging, indeed. Well, hey, we got movement. That's the important thing here. Which, on that note, I realize I have one minor problem. And that right there needs to be moved like that. Freehanding problem. And then this. And then over here. just some artistic perspective differences here. Because again, this is not a symmetrical... There we are. So we almost have a proper perspective shift here. It's gonna be a challenge to figure out the mouth rigging, but we'll figure it out. Readjusting my positioning because I realize that my hair is on my neck and I need to get it off of my neck. I need to probably trim this shaggy mane on my head. Gonna quickly save. No alt to Live2D, you mean for like animation? Like, because there's a lot of things that Live2D can do. You can use it for emotes, you can use it for alerts, you can use it for models, which, speaking of alerts, I actually have the start of the rigging of an animated alert I planned to use for stream. Wah. As you can see here, I use a lot of blend shapes because blend shapes are amazing. This is also another one of those asymmetrical things, which is kind of like why I kind of already understand a bit for like what I'm doing over here. But you can use it for alerts. You can also use it for emotes even, as you can see. Which I actually used this to make this emote. I mean, that's the problem. See, there's no program that's exactly like Live2D. There are programs that have some of the same features. If you're looking at VTuber model programs, this one obviously has the ability to do that. Like, you can make VTuber models using Live2D, and it's a very popular choice. However, for VTuber models, there's PNG Tuber Plus, there's the Fugi Reactive, there is, for 3D, there's like Vroid Studio. There's just a whole number of things for VTuber models. Then when it comes to animation, there's obviously, you know, Adobe After Effects, and there's a few other ones. I think there's like Toon Boom. I know some people will use Clip Studio, but I personally prefer Live2D for animation because I'm lazy. Like, I honestly, like, looking at, I don't feel like finding the file, but you basically have, like, a whole timeline that you can use alongside your, parameters that you've rigged, and so that's how you get the animations to happen. So honestly, like, there are other programs with some of the same like capabilities of Live2D, but there's not really any program that can substitute everything it can do. Which is also the same reason that Live2D actually, when you go to export your animations, you have the ability to like export your model and animations for After Effects, because there are things that you can do in After Effects that you can't do in Live2D. So, like, they do the same things, but they also do different things. It's very much a, hey, do you want to be an animator? Pay for all this software. this is the real reason that artists charge a lot of money. It costs a lot of money to keep up those subscriptions. But no, seriously. There's just a lot of things that Live2D can do that other programs can't, and then a lot of things that Live2D can't do that a lot of programs can. Yeah. Like me, personally, I love Live2D. I'm sure you could probably tell by the fact that, you know, I literally use a Live2D model that I myself created. But it's just easier for me, you know? Now for the Y physics for the head, we're going to be looking at up, down. But also we have this problem of, well, I'm sure you can see. So to a degree, we want to kind of move the body with the head. Not a whole lot, because it's going to have its own rigging, but we need to at least get it moving when we look to the left and right. So, the neck. We are going to add angles here. We're also going to up the conversions. Oh, here we are going to go like this. And yeah, we'll need to move the the shadow too. Because that's a whole nother thing. That is the lower shadow. Because with Live2D, oh, this is a whole thing I'm gonna have to explain, I just realized. So Live2D has a fun little thing where you can't just clip things for an eternity down to the layer below it. So, for example, with eyes, you need to have it where everything is like layer on top of layer on top of layer on top of layer, and you can't clip things to multiple layers, but you can. But you also can't. So you have to be very careful about how you layer things. In this case, because I have two very different parts, if I come here and I turn this off, you can see I have the base color, which is quite literally this part, like that part down there. That's a very messy cut, as you can see. Then I have the neck color. So all together, yeah, it looks like one cohesive part when you put it together. But then, well, how do you get the shadow to not look weird going over that? Well, that's the neat thing. You just put it over top and you make sure that it fits the shaping here. That way you can move it as you need to. And this covers both of the layers. So now you don't notice that there is a seam. Big brain. So now, and that's also why I kept the lines separate from the color in this model, is specifically so I could wedge the shadow between the lines and the color beneath, so the shadow color didn't affect the lines. Literally, that's the reason I have this model cut this way. And that's why I said we'll get to it in a little bit. I had to really think about how to cut this one. I was like, I don't want the shadow color to show up on the lines, because the lines are not actually black, as you can see. I used kind of like a greenish gray. And it's not the most opaque brush. And again, that was a stylistic choice that I picked specifically for this model. I'm normally a stickler for having like solid lines. And you can tell that on this model that I'm using, because my lines, I used black, straight up black. Not some off-brand of black. I used black for the lines. And part of that is because I wanted my jacket to stand out as being black, even though it's technically just dark gray. yeah. Illusions. So for the shadow, we're gonna do this also. And we just, we move this over like nothing ever happened. Now, because we don't want it to be jarring where it just kind of sits there for the whole turn of the neck, I am going to slightly move the neck for this part. Just like another little push in. And so I'm going to do that also with the shadow. I'm going to move the neck just a wee bit more. There we are. Oh, he can turn his head. Yeah. Now you got me thinking how it would affect with pixel art. Yeah, I've seen people who do the pixel art models in Live2D, and I can tell you right now, my brain is broken trying to even conceive how I would go about doing that. Now, he does have a head turn, as you can see. However, he does not actually turn his head yet, because we do not have it set up to do that yet. So the way you do that is through the physics. I kind of play around with the physics until I get to something that looks like what I would like. Usually, I'm just gonna make sure that that the physics window shows up in OBS because I cannot see it. There we go. There we are. So, this is the physics window. For those of you who have never seen it before, welcome. This is where the magic happens. Right now, if I do any of this, you'll notice that the inputs up here, they move, but nothing happens, right? So we gotta add a physics group. So we're gonna call this angle X. And we're going to add this, just the angle X. I'm gonna bump that up to 100. And then we're gonna add a pendulum. We're gonna mess with this in a moment. We're gonna come over here. We come over here to our X physics. Now then, as we move this, you'll notice this is moving slightly, but it's not moving a whole lot. So how do we fix this? Well, good question. No, no, we quite literally just, we come in here, we start messing with these numbers. Let's make that 8. Okay, still not doing a whole lot. Increase the output. Oh hey, look at that, chat. We have a head turn. I also sometimes like to mess around with the angles here to give it better angling. I don't know, I feel like it helps. Oh man. Let's decrease this. There we go. We got a head turn, chat. Is alive. Now, of course, I will be messing around with the shadow layers to make it a little bit more 3D looking, but it's a start, you know. So now we have the basic, just left-right movement going on. Hey, RC, it's good to see you. It's good to see you indeed. We are doing Live2D this morning. I was just linking up the first movement of the model. We got a basic left-right going on. And for those who are not aware, RC over here is also another artist here in the chat. Yeah, today is the creative carousel, so we're doing art stuff, art related stuff, yeah. And thank you. I'm glad you think that this is looking pretty awesome. I mean, it is Ezlo from the Minish Cap. Yes, you do. You absolutely do. I mean, heck, you made your own model, and I'm proud of you for that. That it's not easy to just go, hey, I'm gonna make my own Live2D model. Although I did that because I'm ducking insane. I had zero experience. Was like, I'm gonna be a VTuber and I'm gonna make all of my art stuff, and you know, maybe someone who's never drawn a duck should not be the main artist doing the duck art, but here we are. Hello, Coops. Good morning. Yeah, this is Live2D. I already did the art on my phone. I actually drew this on my phone. Because I was having a day. It was raining and thunderstorming, and I was sick anyway, so I was like, I'm gonna just draw a model I'm gonna rig in Live2D, and then I'm gonna do that for the creative carousel. Indeed, Dazul. Indeed. There does need to be more ducks. For now, we have the left and right turn here. Now for the up. Let's get started on that. We're gonna start with the head. So looking up would be going to the right here, because that's the positive value. I'm gonna hide the bounding box with Control H. Who's gonna be the pilot for it? You mean for the model? This is gonna be a free to use model. Because it's Zelda. It's Ezlo from the Minish Cap. I'm gonna kind of bring that down, because it's kind of like shaping a ball. And I use the shift key in order to make things go in a straight line when I'm moving them. I hold the shift key and then I move them. Oh no, yeah, this is not Pokemon, although it is still Nintendo. I'm not sure why you are the king of Hyrule, but you are. I will note, it never did occur to me, but Ezlo does kind of look like a Pokemon. Because the eyes and like the curl, it never occurred to me. But yeah. I see it now. That's looking up. I'm thinking for the curl, I'm probably gonna have it like go behind the head when looking up. So that's gonna be a draw order thing. Pokédex entry, Ezlo, that Pokemon. Yeah, pretty much. Just meshing it out, molding it like it's 3D, but it's not actually. I don't know, I really like Live2D because it feels like I'm drawing, but I'm not having to think about drawing, because fun fact about this duck, I have aphantasia. So what that means is I can't actually physically imagine things. Like, I can imagine sounds, but I can't imagine images. I can't picture things in my head. And it's a little bit of a problem for someone who makes their entire image around visual art. It's hard to imagine not having an ability that you have. Like, I can theorize about things. Like, I can theorize, yeah, most apples are red. But what is red in my head? I can't think of what it actually looks like in my head. It's a warm hue, but that's still a visual based. Like, I can only come up with words. I can't actually, like, see the image in my head. It's hard to explain, because how do you explain what the absence of something is? It's like trying to explain what a banana tastes like to someone who's never had a banana. I can picture in my head, but I can't put it on the canvas. Yeah. That's the funny thing, is there is the inverse of aphantasia, which is hyperphantasia. And that's where you can very vividly imagine imagery, and, you know, you can manipulate it and all that fun stuff. But the problem with hyperphantasia is that the artists who have it tend to be discouraged by what they can do, because why can't, if I can imagine this, why can't I put it on the canvas? So why is it my human ability cannot match what I imagine? For me, I don't have that issue. I literally just observe, see how I do it, and I learn how to replicate those results in my own way. Bakurandax. I still cannot say names. I swear I'm not dyslexic. I might be, but I swear I'm not. Oh, thank you. Now we have basic up and down. And we gotta move the eyes and everything else to match. Yeah, I would not want to be dyslexic. I already have a lot of other issues. I do use, like, when you see me going through the slider so many times, it's because I'm trying to conceptualize how I'm going to make my next moves, because, again, I can't actually imagine. So I go, what would this look like in this next position? So this would look much squashed down. Gonna go up like this. That's gonna go down like that. Like that. Hello there, Jen! Welcome! It's good to see you! How'd it go? It was fun catching you live again. Take care. Yeah, you too. Aw, that does ducking suck. I don't know much about the new game, but I need to read. Oh, welcome in, Nebgen. I actually mentioned you earlier this stream. how I forced myself to learn Live2D by doing a raffle, and then you won the raffle, and so I had to force myself to learn how to use physics because I had never used physics in Live2D before. I am awful. I abuse myself. That is how I learn. Speaking of abuse, we do not want to abuse our soul if we lose this file, so we are saving. We always save our work. Yes, this is the way. But yeah. So now I can do the down angle, which is gonna be more like this. That up like that. Trial by fire seems to produce durable results. Yeah, that's pretty much how it goes. I have ADHD, so for me to be able to learn things, I have to go, let me put myself into a position where I absolutely have to duck and learn, or consequences. But I digress. Indeed, yeah, you know, autism. Okay, so I'm gonna do the eye next. So, looking up. We are conceptualizing how this is going to look, because we cannot actually imagine ourselves. I will fix the color and stuff as I figure this out, as we are just getting the rough shape. Going to just up this, making that smoother. Why do we have the superpower? Answer: yes, absolutely yes. I will note, autism is a bit of a struggle. Yes, it does have its benefits, but there are also many downsides. And there is, you know, a perfectly good reason why it is classified as a disability. While you can do many things with it, there are many things that just become so much harder. As it is, I still do not have any idea how the duck I ended up here. I mean, honestly, I grew up in poverty. I was a poverty duck. And then I played a game. And I very much, how do you say, when I played that game, I became a little bit too obsessed with it. And when I became too obsessed with it, I ended up, getting attention. And when I got attention, it was by people with money. And then I ended up starting a business with said people with money, and I still don't understand how I'm here. I really don't. It feels unreal sometimes. You know? But there's a very good reason why I say my name is Lucky. It is because, you know, you can only have luck if you put yourself in a position to have luck. I dared to talk to people who were way out of my league, if you know what I mean. I don't mean romantically. I mean socioeconomically out of my league. You know, just talking to them like any other normal person, and they adopted me. Not literally, not legally, but they adopted me as a friend, and yeah, things just happened, and now I live on the other side of the country, and I still don't understand how or why. You know, sometimes it feels a little bit like, surreal. I am going to have to fix that eyelid. But yeah, it very much is not something I ever expected. You really just have to shoot for what you want to do. And I'm not just saying that because this is the Carousel. But seriously, for those who don't know, I actually am working in part of a startup that I helped to found. I can't obviously talk too much about it because that would be self-doxing. But I do not work a normal 9 to 5. This is exactly why I'm exhausted all the time, because I am always busy with work. Because if I don't do it, nobody else is gonna do it. So yeah, don't let anyone hold you back from trying to do what you want to do. I know I'm just an odd internet duck that you probably, a lot of you, just met today. Not all of you, but a lot of you. But I'm still serious. What's a job? Oh man, I had so many ducking jobs. I did not enjoy corporate life. I kept getting let go for dumb reasons. Like, really dumb reasons. And every time I knew that the employer was just missing out. Because even though I might be autistic and I was undiagnosed autistic, I know what I can do. I am very resourceful. And that's not just me tooting my own horn. I somehow managed to completely and totally break away from what was expected of me in my life. I was told growing up, you work in a factory if you have to survive. And I said, I'm never gonna work in a factory. And to this day, I am 30. I have never worked in a factory. cool. You gotta be in from the start, seeing your name around for a long time. Well, yeah. I mean, I haven't obviously been around too long, as far as VTubing. But, I have been around in mobile gaming for a while. Although I've been less known in recent years because I've been working on this project in mobile gaming. So for the eyelid color going down, we gotta move that up so that is not being in the way. This is really motivational. I can relate a lot. Well, I'm glad. Honestly, though, you can't do what you want in life if you don't actually try to do it. Like, you have to be okay with failing. And I learned that the hard way. Because I failed a lot. I failed a lot before I got here. That's also why this is my hobby, you know? I have to have something I can relax with, you know? And it might be silly, but art is one form that I use to relax. Especially in stressful times, because when you're in a startup, it's not always sunshine, lollipops, and rainbows. It ain't. Because, you don't have a ton of, you know, backing or funding, because it's a startup. And if it's in gaming, we all know what gaming's like. And, it is in gaming, so, yeah. Oh, you found me out by a small VTuber clip. I'm glad. Speaking of which, I actually still need to post more videos, because I have a few videos I actually been meaning to make. Like, there is a brand new art site called Cara, or Cara. I'm not sure how it's actually supposed to be pronounced, because as someone who speaks multiple languages, I default to Spanish and English pronunciations, and I'm not sure what the correct pronunciation of it would be, but it's C-A-R-A. And I really have to look into that site because it's effectively kind of like a replacement for ArtStation that does not allow AI, like the generated AI stuff. So, I have to look into that. I wanted to make a video on that, and I also need to actually finish the Chibi Dragon series because I ran into an issue where the actual color layers were not going out to the lines, and that was causing a problem. So I've been working on fixing that up, although I think Zyrite's actually going to be fixing that up and getting that back over to me so I can rig it. Taking a quick drink. Yeah, that's my reaction, Dazzle. Every time I see another duck, I'm like, another duck! I'm always excited. Because there's not that many ducks. And actually, that's kind of the reason I ended up doing the character design I ended up going with. Because originally, like when I first started, I wanted a design that stuck out. And I wanted it to be different from anything anyone else had ever done. And you know, Cat Girl, that was overdone. Everyone's done Cat Girl. Nothing wrong with cat girls, mind you. If you want to be a cat girl, be a cat girl. Be what you want to be, you know? But I wanted to be different, because I'm an odd duck. And I was like, okay, there's Subaru, that's duck themed. There's PNG duck tubers. So, actual physical duck. But there's no duck girl? Question mark? And so I was like, huh. I'll be a duck girl. And so then I had to come up with the theming, and at the time I was playing a mobile war game because, well, as I mentioned before, mobile games are what led me here. And so I was like, you know what? It's a war game based on like World War II. So I'm gonna be a pilot bomber duck. What kind of duck? I'm gonna pick mallard because mallards are common. So, common, but uncommon. Different kind of design, but you know, still kind of common to a point. And that's how the bomber pilot mallard concept came together. Was from my time before being a VTuber, and also what is going on in the background with my actual real life. But you know. And then as time has passed and I've seen like all these different like controversies with like similar design versus, you know, unsimilar. I'm not sure if that's even a word. I thought it would actually be kind of cool if there was another duck that was like me. There's not too many duck tubers in general. Even just, you know, ducks versus like anthroduck. There's not too many ducks. You see a lot more like canary or like raven or other birds, but duck is not common. Yeah, you don't see too many pixel tubers either. And part of the pixel tubers is the fact that it's a very difficult style to get right for VTubers. And a pond of your own, yeah. That was accidental. I mean, it was on purpose, but it was also accidental. Like, I didn't realize the implication of doing something so different. Like, oh, I guess, it's a little lonely over here. So, looking up. And for the lines here, I'm actually gonna do a little thing with the draw order. So I'm actually going to bring this actually all of these. I'm going to go on all of these. And this is going to be $4.99. So that when looking up, this is gonna go behind. I rarely ever use draw order, by the way. I have to go prep for my own thing, but good luck. Yeah, go have fun. I appreciate you popping in. Okay. So I might even do like in the middle where it isn't quite behind. That way it's not such a stark pop. But in any case, we are still going to hide the bounding box. Actually, I want the bounding box back. I just realized. This is a really easy way to kind of get just part of the thing that you're trying to do. Now I'm going to hide that and go up like this. Thank you for the follow, Draft Pattern. Appreciate it. Oh, and we are getting ads in a few seconds. I'm sorry. Yeah, no duckling. We're gonna just go ahead and bring that part down. Yeah, we don't want it quite like that, so we are going to make it more like about here. I'm gonna say about 20. I'm actually just gonna do this. This is easier. There we are. I will make this 500. Not perfect. I'll refine it later. I wanted to at least get a rough thing here. And so for this, we'll just kind of bring this down. Get a nice angling, you know. Now we almost got a good up and down. Now we got to do this part. The beak. I'm gonna go ahead and save this. Bringing that up. Give more perspective. And welcome back from ads. Okay. I'll I'll do some fine tuning with the individual inner beak layers. But for now, we got the start of that. What I'll probably do, actually, for also these layers up here, is I'll probably duplicate the line layer and then put that behind and make the front one, yeah, the front one would probably, I'm trying to think exactly how it's gonna go. I'll figure it out. Because ideally, I'd like it to not be such a sharp pop. But I'll probably just have to make extra keyforms on the physics angles. So looking down, hide the bounding box. Getting the angle about right. Okay, and then we can come in here. Is basically what I'm doing right now is I'm doing all of the up, down, left, right angles. And then at the end, I'm going to come back in, synthesize all the angles, and then check each of the keyforms individually. Live2D is a lot of work. Okie dokie. Let's see here. This is the upper beak. Let's go ahead here. So for this part, I kind of bring that down. It is a process, indeed. Here we are. Because this should be a little bit more flat. This is really what the Live2D artists really spend all their time doing. They just spend most of their time making the angles look right. That's the bulk of it. So when you're wondering why it might take a few months, this is why. Okay. gonna kind of bring this part over here. Trying to get that part to look just right. Alright, and the lower beak, let me see here. Yeah, we need to adjust this. I'm gonna freehand this once more. Just kind of pulling this out. Alrighty, so we got that angle is a little bit better. I almost feel like this is a little bit of a sassy look. Because that looks almost like a smug expression. I had moments like that with my first model because I was doing things in a very, how do you say, weird way. Because I didn't know how to use warp deformers on my first model. I was like, let me just use the regular art mesh and totally duck it up. So everything looks like it's going about where it's supposed to go. So I will refine things more later, but I am going to probably synthesize most of everything now. And that way I can also start working on a few of the other things like the eye blinking. I always use tutorial videos whenever I get stuck. Oh, boy howdy, let me tell you. When I made my model, I made my first model, I was not yet medicated for ADHD. I didn't even hardly know that I had ADHD. And, to make matters worse, I could not, for the life of me, find any kind of videos help me figure out how to rig a duckbill. There was nothing. There was nothing at all. I was like, how do I... There's no lips. How do you... So my brain could not wrap, like my brain, it could not wrap its head around how do I make this talk? How do I make this talk? How do I do that? How do I do that, chat? It don't got lips. I can't just take a line and make it do things. I can't. Oh man. I couldn't figure out how to do that. So I was just trying to figure that out. And then there weren't many videos that explained how exactly eye rigging worked as far as like doing cool physics stuff. And so I didn't know how exactly I needed to layer that. So I tried to do it my normal way, right? But the problem is you can only clip to one layer if you're doing regular clipping, like layers. So I didn't know how to use inverted masks to hide things. And yeah, that's why my eye rigging on my first model looks like total ducking garbage. Seemed to me on how to open mount, I decided script mount does not open. Yeah, I thought that for a little bit. I'm like, how the duck would a duck speak if the duck didn't open the mouth? So how does that even look? And I had never even drawn a duck before I made my first model, much less a duck. Okay, I drew humans. I drew only human like characters and humans with animal appendages like cat ears and cat tail and fox tail. Yeah, I drew stuff like that. I did not draw ducks. Ducks were not what I drew. Okay. I did not draw furry art, I swear. I still don't really draw furry art, but I do draw creatures because, I mean, I'm a duck. Humans are very common. A very, very common thing to draw. I did learn, though. Learning furry art does teach you perspective. I don't know what my model just did. And I'm sorry for offending anyone with whatever just happened. I just know my model did some kind of weird, like, gelatin morphosis. I don't know what just happened. I guess my PC is probably chugging along today. Knowing my luck. Yeah, the GPU screams at me, but it's okay. It's okay, it's alright. It's not screaming that hard. So, let me actually... We're gonna do select. And we are going to do that. And we're going to synthesize the corners. Yes. This is how this works. Okay? So now, I am going to do add. We're going to call this angle Y. Actually, you know what? Delete. I'm just going to copy this. We're just going to be lazy. We're going to copy this. Okay, so this is gonna be angle Y, and this is gonna be angle Y physics. Okay. Oh, Duck and Luya. We have movement, guys. Although we gotta do something about the, I might not change the draw order. I might just leave it. I also might have the top beat come down a little bit more when he comes forward. But we got basic movement. We got the basic movement. I think I might, yeah, just do that. We'll fix that. There we go. Yeah, we just gotta do the bottom part now for the Y physics. But hey, we got him moving. He moving. Y'all seen it here first. We got neck. Because I forgot to do this part. That's fine though. That's okay. It's cool. Bring it about there. And then for this part, I'll just kind of gotta make sure that's still covered. And then this shadow. Once again, for the Y physics, we will be bringing this up. Making sure that's covered. I actually may bring the whole head down. Thinking about it for the looking down motion. So let's look here. I'm gonna come here. This. I'll just resynthesize everything after. That. Head. That. I'll even bring him up a little bit for the looking up. Not a whole lot. There we go. Can't move that too much. So I don't want the bottom getting uncovered. Showing just a wee bit of the bottom. We don't quite want that. And then when he looks down, there we go. Now it's more like he's like curving his neck in. Might even stretch that a wee bit. Yeah. And I'll need to adjust the shadow to match. There we go. Now he's looking up, looking down. Now the curl, when looking down, I'm thinking it should actually be moved a little bit down. There we go. And then this part I can kind of bring up. There we go. That's almost fluid. It's a little odd, but it'll work. Whoever said you have to be perfect, they lied. They lied to you. Live2D is an imperfect software because it's made by imperfect humans, and there's no such thing as perfection. So you don't have to worry about perfection. Also, if you do worry about perfection, you're just always going to be full of stress. So don't do that. I embrace the flaws. Okay. I'll do select. We're gonna do a new synthesis here. It's a little weird. I'm gonna have to probably go to the corners and get the weird ones. So, the corners. This is where we have a problem. Curl. Gotta make sure that's not so high up. What is going on here? Every detail counts, yes. What is happening? Yeah, let's just fix that. Okay. This is looking a little bit less uncanny. We almost have a working a working thing going on here. Now the curl shadow, I definitely want to have more depth so that like more of the light is showing when it's going forward. You know, I might actually just work on that later. I want to get some more important movement. I am fixing this because I realize I forgot to fix that. There we go. Saving. Alright. Let's look at the eye. Let's tackle that challenge, shall we? Because this is going to be a challenge. That much is for sure. So, this is the left eye. To do an eye opening and closing, you need to have your parameter for that, which it automatically comes when you how do you say, when you make a new file, when you make a new model. However, what it doesn't come with is a slightly modified parameter here. I like to, on my models, do kind of like a built-in toggle. And that built-in toggle is basically more of like a surprise eye, like, you know, the eyes that go like really, really like wide. So if that happens with this model, like if the VTuber who is using it were to like suddenly open their eyes and like surprise, it would happen on this model as well. So I'm gonna do about like 1.2 because this is not meant to be like a main model. Normally for regular models I do 1.5, but because this is gonna be a smaller dude on the screen, we want it to be more easily triggered. We're just putting 1.2. Now, actually, before I even do the change here, I'm actually going to keep it at 1 for just a few moments because I actually realized I want to make things easier on myself. So we're gonna do keyforms for all of these on the eye open, and then we will edit the parameter here and now make this 1.2. There we go. Because we want to edit just a few things when it's like super open. I'll just do that. There we go. So now, at regular open is gonna be like that. We don't need one in the middle. We just need one at open, and then, yeah. Now it looks like this. We have one at 0, 1, and 1.2. This is gonna be the default. Close. We'll start working on that now. So I actually need to do a heavy mesh on this because this is gonna be completely and totally changed because this is gonna come down to go over. Let's see here. I like to do that until I get the mesh about where I want it. I am very lazy with my meshes. You will see this when you watch me work. I unless I have a very specific thing in mind, I do not like to sit there and mesh things for hours. I like the auto mesh. It just makes it easier. Okay. I am, however, going to change a few things to make this mesh work a little bit better. Because I don't want to distort this too much. I just want to move like this bottom area and leave the top. It's looking a lot more clean. Moving that up to make sure that this is a nice clean transition when it comes down. It may be a little bit blurry, just because of the fact that, you know, I didn't use the darkest of brushes when I made this model here, but you know, if I have to, I can always fix it later. That's generally how this goes. See if it works. If it doesn't, you fix it later. That's what pros do. Yeah, let's see here. So now what I can do, I'm actually gonna go ahead and do solo because that just makes it easier to see. Yep, we are going to do that. I know that looks completely and totally absurd, but hear me out here. I'm gonna do this. Now we're gonna go to temporary deform tool. Yeah, I have a method to my madness here. I'm gonna come here. We're gonna see if this works. This does not work. So We're not gonna do that. We're just gonna do this the manual way. We're just quite literally just grab and pull. Grab and pull. I see that this is going to be a challenge. I'm probably going to have to cut this more. But that is okay. That is alright. It just means you won't get to see it on this episode. So instead of doing the eye right now, since I'll have to redo that mesh, we will do a different part of the eye, which involves taking that off of Solo. So what we're gonna do is the pupil. Because we're gonna move it around. And we don't need this to be super heavily deformed. So we have our XY movement for this. And the way we do that is through this. So, with blend shapes, you have to be very careful. You want everything to be in its default position when you register the keyform. That way you don't have some funky stuff happen. I did that by accident when I was working on a recent model. The one that I posted for the most recent showcase. I accidentally started working on the chibi toggle and had some things in the wrong position, and it totally ducked the physics, and I had to redo it because I couldn't figure out when I made the mistakes. So be very careful with your blend shapes. They're very useful, but be very careful. In this case, I'm just doing an easy left, right, and up and down. So for left, right, we're gonna go left, well, technically the left of the model, and right for the model. Now we have left and right movement. Now, up, and down. And that's literally it. So now, okay, so we gotta fix that. We gotta fix the angles. We have to fix the angles again because I realized that the eyelid color is being a pain. This is exactly the weirdness that artists don't want you to see when they're in the work in the work in progress stage. Because they don't want you to see the weirdness, because weirdness absolutely does fucking happen. Okay. Let's fix this. Move that up. Move that. Oh yeah, we gotta move that down. Covering up all the bald spots. Here we go. Yeah, there's a lot of those oh my moments when you are looking at the physics window. I get those way too often, like, oh my, I did not realize that was gonna happen. Let me just fix that before anyone ever sees this. This will never see the light of day. Here we go. Okay, that's almost... Yeah, that's looking straight up. So this is still in the way. We are moving this. By the way, there is a wild Abra in chat. You can try to catch it using !PokeCatch. We do have the Pokemon community game. Okay, we'll try this again. Oh man, almost. Almost. Okay, it's one of these bottom ones. I think it's the very bottom. Yep, there it is. There we go. I swear he kind of looks uncanny. But he moving. It is so weird to see a flat black pupil like that. I am not used to seeing that. Because I've been working on so many sparkly eyes lately. Okay. So see guys, that's how easy this is. You know, you just spend half of your life learning Live2D and eventually you get to this point. Granted, it's still a little bit weird. But we'll refine that as we go. The neat thing is that you can always add to a Live2D model. Okay, in that corner area, I can see the slight break in this shadow. There we go. I'll move that more like that. Just to give it a little bit more life, I'm moving the shadow around a little bit. Okay, I don't want this. Let's make sure that this is covered. Yeah, there we go. Hello again, villain. Okay, he's looking a lot better. And thank you for the hydrate. I will drink some more of my pib. We got him moving. He moving. Yeah, thank you, villain. I appreciate you popping in, as always. Okay. So now we can work on... I'm gonna work on the bill. We'll get the bill opening and closing. How about that? So let's see here. Where is the mouth? Here we are. So, mouth open, mouth closed. Pretty easy, right? Right? I mean, that's pretty much all I did on this model. I literally just open, closed, that's it. That's all. Okay. Let's see here. I'm gonna do this a little bit differently than I normally would. I'm probably gonna have a few extra deformers than would be technically efficient because I want to make sure that when the mouth opens, regardless of the angle, because this is not a symmetrical model, I want to make sure I have the ability to adjust every single angle. So, normally it'd be like duck it and I would just use the same deformers because it wouldn't be that big of a thing, but I'm gonna be lazy and then I'll just add the angles if I need to. So I'm going to do lower beak open. And I'm gonna do upper beak open. Yes. Okay. So for these two, we're going to have two keyforms. Now the reason we need two keyforms is one for the closed and one for the open. Closed obviously is going to be 0 and then open is going to be 1. Now I drew this with the mouth already open because, well, I just drew it based upon some concept art I was looking at. I was not drawing it necessarily for viability in Live2D, although that was my end goal, so. Did I hurt myself? Did I hinder myself? I don't know, but we'll find out because sometimes I'm not very smart with my ideas. But you know, that's why I say I always wing it. So, I'm probably thinking about it. I'm going to do it similar to the duck bill, where mostly it's the bottom bill moving, or bottom beak in this case. So we are going to use a temporary deformation tool. We're going to do a rotation. We're going to rotate it up. So this is the pivot point at which it will be rotating. And we just kind of do this. See how easy that is, chat? It is quite literally that simple. It is insane that it is that simple, but it is that simple. I am going to just kind of bring that up like that. And I am going to kind of bring this back like this. And I am going to bring up the lines a bit. Not the most efficient way to go about things, but you know, it works, and that's the important thing. It doesn't need to be perfect, especially because the style is not meant to be perfect. I literally left bumps and stuff in the lines. Hello, Caro. Yes, it is Live2D. Live2D morning. We got Ezlo. We're rigging Ezlo. So right now... Oh my. I realize, because I started rigging on the, mouth, and because of the angles being the way they are. Oh boy, I realize it is going to be different at every angle. It is, it absolutely is. This is gonna be fun. Gonna do that. And then temporary deform tool, rotation. Slight movement. Oh, that is going to be really interesting when we see it moving around. Oh my goodness, it really... Well, I mean, it is... it's kind of early. The Live2D has been going. We definitely got... We got the mouth moving, but I'm afraid it's gonna be a little bit weird depending on the angle. Oh yeah. Oh yeah, I'm gonna have to move things depending on the angle. I was hoping I would not have to. Well, I'm gonna do undo. We are going to just freehand this and wing it as we do. Okay, that's not too bad. I have a mess. I have the most squiggly mess. Yes, blend shapes are great, except for certain things. I struggle with getting angles correct with blend shapes. I like using them more for things like physics. And also for, like, for example, the eyeball movement. Like, that's an easy, use the blend shapes for that. That one's an easy no-brainer. Noon, but I went to take meds and a shower. It's humid again. Yeah, it's been pretty humid here. It was actually supposed to rain all morning, like thunderstorm, and I'm so ducking happy that it has not, because I would be having issues right now. And thank you for the follow, Cairo. I appreciate it. It's been pretty rainy here, so I've been afraid of it going to be thunderstorming, but it's just been threatening instead. I don't want to lose power. Okay, let's see here. Yeah, that's probably gonna have to stay like that. You need to move. Yeah. Gonna take off to have some projects want to hop into. Yeah, no. It's been a pleasure to have you hanging out here. Yeah, probably. I very much would like to move to somewhere without so many thunderstorms. It'll been a problem. Like, I don't like the fact it's constantly thunderstorming. Oh boy, yep, I'm gonna have to fix that for looking up. That is a thing. Yep, we are going to move you down. Yeah, we are starting to have an Ezlo come together. Very messy Ezlo. Bring the rain over here, oh man. Ah, I see, we got ads. The ads. I wish I could have them turned off, but Twitch is like, if you're gonna have affiliate, you gotta have ads, so we gotta have them. Unfortunately. Desafortunadamente. Alrighty, so we got that part. Kind of want to elongate that. There we go. Because we're looking at it from above. Except I don't get ads. Yeah. I have turbo so that I avoid the ads. It also supports the streamers too, because Twitch gives the streamer a little bit of the turbo revenue. Now, I do notice that the beak in general should be up just a wee bit more. Yeah, the upper beak I don't really have to worry about too much. Oh, hey, he almost moving. He almost moving, guys. The lower beak, I'm going to need to synthesize. Almost. Almost. Poking out just a wee bit. We don't need to have that poking out. Ooh, ads are over. Oh, man. Moving this in. There we go. So now we have a proper head movement. He's a little weird, but you gotta admit, chat, he's pretty charming. Now, I do want to have additional physics, like I said before. I want to have the head kind of moving this way. to have it kind of swing. So that's gonna be a rotation deformer. So for this one, I actually think I'm going to turn it into a blend shape because honestly, I usually just have it on a separate thing anyway, so may as well. So for this part, alright, so all of these up here, that is for the head. So we are going to angle the head. I'm going to check the rotation here. Okay, so that's not quite. Because I am going to move the neck to move with angle Z. So, let's see here. I almost feel like just a wee bit. Maybe more like this. I'm thinking more outwards. Yeah, I kind of like that. Okay. So, here's how we do this. We're gonna go back, kind of like, you know, about 30 degrees, right? We're gonna go this way, about negative 30 degrees. And of course I'll put one on this too, but it's probably gonna be more of a little bit different. I don't know, it's gonna use a rotation deformer. It might, I'm not sure. Now we got that, we can actually go into the base here and go to the neck, go to the neutral position for the angle Z, and start getting it to where it needs to go. Just moving this over. And of course that's going to kind of bend in a little bit. Like stretching the neck, you know? And then the shadow, once again, we go back to neutral. And we gotta move that one in too. And now we gotta go the other way. So once again, and I can actually kind of bring that in so it's more neck-like. Bring that down. And so this doesn't look too squished. Here we go. And then of course we can get the shadow to fit this too. So now we can once again duplicate and call this angle Z. But this is gonna be angle Z, and then it's gonna be Z physics. Settings of the tracking. We'll use X for that. And now you see how it works. We got a dude. We did it, guys. Man, all in just a 3-hour stream. Not too shabby. But now it's time to get ready for the next person on the carousel. So we are going to go ahead and get ready. Let's see here. And it looks like Bun is already on. Alrighty, let's go ahead and get this raid started. I wish that I could get the emoji to work. Cannot get the emoji to work, so we are just working with this for now. So we'll go ahead and get things started. Thank y'all once again for showing up today. I really do appreciate it. For those of you who did enjoy the stream with me today, we do have a Discord. I do post all of my updates on when I'm going to be live there. As well as any of the art stuff that I'm working on, Live2D and whatnot. But yeah, I will see y'all over on the other side. And thank you too, Ocio. Thanks for inviting me. I'll see you over on the other side. And thank you for the emoji.